Welcome everybody to the third and final game in the best of three match series from Blizzcon 2011 between Loner, the blue Terran over in the left side of the map, against Liquid Sheth, the purple Zerg over in the right side. Here today on Abyssal Caverns. Whatever happens, man, let me just say these players have done a phenomenal job fighting against each other. Game number one, extremely impressed with the drop play that came out of Loner's base. The multi-prong drops, you know, the attack that just pierced through the heart of Sheth's base really left me with a strong respect for him as a player. Sheth, I think there were a couple opportunities that he had to spot those drops that I don't know what happened, but you know, playing in these tournaments is very difficult, a lot of pressure, so sometimes things slip. I'm guessing that's what happened. Don't know for sure. Either way, game number two, he came back with a force like no other. Great job holding off constant harassment from his opponent. Loner continuing to press forward with the Siege Tank Marine play. Sheth just going right around it. Didn't even try to engage it. So now we have the score tied 1-1. Loner actually choosing not to wall off at his ramp, throwing down his structures close to his command center. Now, watching the SCV here, it looks like we do have a geyser being claimed, so that kind of rules out like a 1 racks expand or 2 racks pressure. This will lend itself well to a factory approach. Hellions, I think, would be a great unit to go for on this map, as we see number 1. The expansion already going down, hatchery first, that's pretty much to be expected on 16 supply, and also the fact that there's a pretty sizable distance between these two players' bases. Now, the SCV is going to discover, okay, his opponent's not right there now, and he's already, oh no, that's the drone. I was about to say, he's already scouted down there, but clearly the color got the best of me. Anyways, so I think the Hellions will be very good with their mobility. Come over, quickly harass the mineral line. Looking over here, we also have Sheth going for a geyser. And this is pretty much just to get likely speedlings. I think the fact that he got those roaches in game number 1, again, that was just because of the spawning positions. Oftentimes, you'll see Zergs get that unit early on. They're great for defense. They're also good for early offense, as you saw trying to delay that tech lab, that stem pack. Would have been a great thing to do. Wasn't quite able to bust it up, though. That siege tank coming in just in the nick of time. So factory has gone down, reactor as well. So we're just going to see a standard transition here from Hellions, likely into Marine siege tank. And of course over here we do have an attempt to drop down a bunker. Gonna be thwarted though. Get those drones already good to go. You've got a couple Zerglings here, and we're probably going to see this Marine be forced to retreat with this canceling as well. So all in all, pretty effective defense there for Sheth. Again, I haven't really seen him fall too many times to bunkers. I mean, he's generally got good awareness on top of things. He knows that those plays are frequent and just pretty much anticipates it. So just works those few Zerglings into his build. This time he's actually made a couple extra, just 2 more. So that's going to be 1 less drone that he has in the moments ahead. But keep in mind, we've got the first 2 Hellions on the way. And now this Barracks can't quite seem to make up its mind where it wants to go. These Zerglings actually, well, they're going to be able to pop off this this SCV building this command center, which could be a pretty substantial knockback against the Terran player. We are going to see the Marine come down, though. And with those first 2 Hellions, oh, so very close. 10 hit points left on that. But, you know, the fact that those Hellions went down there, exposed themselves to that drone, or that Zergling, God, that sounds awful. It pretty much just confirms Sheth's idea that very likely be facing Hellion harassment. You see, he's already got the Queen here, and the Spine Crawler. Creep is already spread out nice and close to this area. So you're not going to see these Hellions do too much damage. They will be able to do some, but the drones will be able to come back. Worst case scenario, hang around the Spine Crawler until it manages to pick off the Hellions. So with more Zerglings on the way, wow, 20 Zerglings on the way to be exact, we're going to see Sheth sit in a great position. Moving forward to the 7-minute mark, we actually might just have those Hellions decide to run away. You see, he's actually just keeping them outside of range, waiting for these 2 additional ones to come in. Now he's going to come in with this Spine Crawler out of position, not rooted in. It is going to be a little bit of an awkward situation for Sheth. But he's got to make sure he keeps his queen over here nice and safe, keep the Zerglings alive, because, frankly, the Hellions might try to run by if he's feeling rather ballsy, but with these Zerglings here, definitely not going to happen. So Sheth actually looking to return the favor. Going to be bringing those Zerglings, oh, nice popping of the Creep Tumor. Going to be sending those Zerglings over here where he's anticipating light resistance at best. We, of course, can see just a few Marines. Down here, we have the Hellions continuing to park just outside of the range of the Queens and the Spinecrawler. Zerglings running up here, going to be popping off the Marines. 1, 2, 3. 3 Marines dead, and now the SCV is going to get taken out as well. Expansion income is going to be delayed as the depot is actually taken out by the Zerglings. Great play by Sheth, man. You got to hand it to him. Great counterattack. You see he forced the Hellions back across the map, and he's popped off so many workers. You see he's actually keeping the couple of Zerglings in here as well. 5 SCVs total killed for Liquid Sheth. You see 13 to 27 for the units killed. And taking a look here, he is going into his lair tech here pretty comfortable. Like, I feel like he's definitely in a better position than he was in game number 1 for sure. Game number 2 as well. Did a great job holding off that Hellion harass, and will now be able to transition into that Ling Bling Muta style of play that we've come to expect from him. So there's that Spire going down. Probably have a macro hatchery at some point here if he decides to go that route. If he does, it'll be in the very near future. But, you know, he is dropping that Spire way earlier than he did in game number 1. So maybe he's just going to go ahead and go straight up and try to get his mutas a little bit quicker here. Of course, he is sitting in around 200 minerals, 450 gas. He's going to be probably letting that accumulate so that way he can drop out a whole bunch of mutas at once. Still largely relying on the Zerglings for defense. And we see here that we have a drop coming in. Now, this is obviously well within range of, well, pretty much everything the Zerg player has. Nice hit with the Banelings. Oh, no! Could have saved one and exploded and taken out the other. But you see what Loner's doing is he was actually dropping within range of the Hellions, so that way Zerglings that attack would become roasty toasty Zerglings. This has obviously worked pretty well for him. He managed to keep 5 of those Marines alive. He's going to be able to come in here, do a little bit of damage. Got to watch out, though. Those Zerglings. There we go. Nice pickup. We do have an attempted Zergling surrounding the Hellions. Good micro by the Terran player. This dropship just keeping himself nice and close to the mineral line. Got to watch out for those Banelings. This is getting down to the wire, though. 2 Zerglings, all that's left as this drop does look like it's going to be heading back. We take a look, another command center being built. The starport on the way. More barracks as well. It seems like Loner is in a great position, but also keep in mind, Sheth is in an even better spot. 90 to 75. Lots of Zerglings. He's got Evolution Chamber on the way. Lots of Mutalisks in production as well. You can see he's already got 4 of them. And of course, 35 Zerglings running up here where we do have the wall, which just started on that bunker a second or 2 ago. Very good timing on that, anticipating the counterattack. Looking around here, we see it is still slightly vulnerable to drops, but keep in mind that number 1, he has the watchtower, so that's good. Number 2, I think he's done a little bit better of a job positioning his Overlord so he can anticipate an attack. The only real way would be to come around this way and then in here, and that's kind of finicky, man. I don't really know if we're actually going to see him know to do that. So Sheth is going to be going for his 3rd, and that's fine. Looking around here, following these mutas, we're going to see them actually possibly head into the mineral line. But there is a missile turret, plenty of SCVs, including one idle one, who has nothing better to do than to just watch it and repair it as soon as necessary. We're going to see those mutas get taken out. Although what Sheth is doing here is he's trying to bounce the glaive worms off of the refinery, hitting the SCVs, and possibly just take out the refinery itself. So great play there, delaying that gas. That's going to hurt his tech, which is ultimately going to mean fewer siege tanks, a little bit more difficult getting Vikings, medevacs as well. So all around leading to a better time for Sheth. As we see, those SCVs were sitting on not mining for a good 5 or 6 seconds as well. Loner deciding to actually go ahead and take the high yield expansion. This is, I would say, a very risky move. Because of the fact that the Zerg player, you see he's kind of encroaching slowly upon that area, just one expansion away from being right next to it, he's going to have to come down here and mine this thing like nobody's business. We're talking like Mule City down here. Population, at least 12. So hopefully he does actually get that mined out quickly for his sake. But the Zerg player, he is kind of still... Yeah, he knows that something could be afoot, and I don't think he knows that expansion's there, though. Last he saw, that command center was sitting right here, and there's only a couple places that it could be going. Here, here, or here, and given the position of it, most likely one of these two. So he's going to be checking those. Oh, so very close to that dropship. He is going to score a free kill right there. Nice catch by Liquid Sheth. Coming into the bunker. No units are actually inside of it. Going to be able to pop off a free siege tank as well. Good play once again. Looking down here, you see this expansion is well defended. Several turrets, many, many Marines, and Sheth is not really feeling like that natural is a good place to attack. So he's going to continue scouting around. He's going to run into that. Might lose one if he's not careful. Oh, he does lose one. One other one is very close to death. You see, he's got a ton of Zerglings running around right now. Keep in mind, he does have one armor upgrade already, and we do have a drop coming in here at the third base for Sheth. Will this be able to pop it off? So far, Loner has shown he is really good at just coming in and sniping off those important structures. You see, he's popping off several drones there. Now that stim pack's still fresh. Going to be forced to retreat now. Those mutas, man, if they catch that dropship again, it's pretty much going to be it. You see the Zerglings in pursuit as well this time. Sheth is out for blood. Is he going to be committing to this attack even though this planetary is here? Oh, no, he's not. I was going to say Sheth is going to suffer very heavy losses if he does that. Now notice there's Marines running around up here. We've also got another drop coming from the north, and Sheth does not see it, just barely out of range. But look at the mutas coming down here as well. They're going to be able to pop off those Marines. Yes, he'll probably suffer some losses, but still, we'll see if it's worth it. Drop coming in just past the Overlord. We'll see if any units are actually on the way back. We don't see any. These Zerglings just kind of hanging out right now. Oh, is he going to be able to score himself another spawning pool? That is going to be the question of the hour. We do have the infestation pit coming as well. I think that'd be a good target. So we'll see what happens. The Zerglings are running back, mutas as well. Do believe, yep, he's actually anticipating another drop down there as we see the Marines continuing to take out workers. A couple of Zerglings just parked over there, watching, waiting. So that drop's been taken out, bringing the mutas back. He's anticipating defense up here. Good call. Gotta watch out. Do not want to have those Zerglings positioned so close to that ramp. They'll just get chewed up as the Marines continue to press forward. You see the siege tanks are established well in position, out of range, and they're going to suffer some pretty heavy casualties right here as Sheth presses forward full speed. Mutas taking out the siege tanks. Nice baneling hit on the Marines as well. Sheth just in a commanding lead right now in this particular engagement. You see he's managed to knock out all of the Marines, leaving the siege tanks for last, and now you're going to see him mop up here with 18 Mutalisks fresh, ready to go. Going to be hitting any mineral line that they really feel like it. With only 2 turrets there, he's got to watch out. There goes one. Leonard could lose the other. Uh-oh, these SCVs are all quite vulnerable now. Several banelings. What are these banelings actually doing? Kind of wondering what he's going to have, what kind of plans he has for those. If he's going to be sending them into the natural, watching for a counterattack, or what. You see, actually, it's pretty interesting. He's choosing to keep these mutas here, sacrificing some of them to kill off the rest of the Marines. I think he knows that he had enough, but got to watch out. Nice Thor drop here, bringing it in, saving the command center at the 11th hour. And we see this force just still hanging around right here. Mito's going to be heading back 1-1. Sees those mules. He knows he can pop those off. He is going to be in a great spot. 2 mules still live. I think he only popped off 1 there. A couple SCVs as well. Good catch with those Marines, splitting them perfectly in half and leaving the rest to run around. Pretty much just getting caught, blindsided. Oh, but here comes another drop by Loner coming into the main base once again. Going to be doing that evacuation string. And will he be able to pop off anything of significant value this time? No, it looks like not. He's just going to be delaying the attack up here, which is pretty much the goal at this point. What he has to do in order to stay in this is just keep his opponent's mutas, lings on his side of the map for as long as possible. And frankly, I think Sheth is getting a little impatient right now. He's sitting at 169, 171 to 154. And of course, we see he's got another expansion on the way, taking his own high yield. Gotta watch those turrets. We see those mutas coming in as well. Oh, nice. One shot the siege tank. as Sheth presses forward. Zerglings in pursuit of the Marines. We're seeing them try to run back. They do reach the safety of the bunker. Not able to raise the depot in time, so the Zerglings are just going to continue to run around. Nice Baneling flank from the rear as the Mutalisks continue to mop up. I think we're going to see this pretty much just be over. This Thor, nice splitting of the Mutas there, as you're only going to see one or two of those go down before the Thor does as well. 166 to 132, that is the lead that Sheth is looking for right now, as we see him now continuing to rally forward. His macro hatchery working full-time, continuing to build up. We might see a wave of drones coming through here at some point. We do have another drop on the way, continuing to pop those off. Looking at the income right now, 62 to 65, now 60. Sheth slowly losing that income. Keep in mind, though, a lot of workers gone from here, transferred down here. So his income is actually not looking so hot despite the worker discrepancy there. Keep in mind he's also got extra gas, so that's where some of those are working. Plus a lot of those drones were forced to run away. Now you're going to see it start to climb back up a little bit higher. Sheth coming in here. Banelings, are they going to be able to reach the Marines? Not really going to matter at this point. Sea Shanks have gone down. Muta's continuing to get pursued as those Banelings are, I think one of them still alive, a couple of them. There they go. Mix in there. Where's that splash that we're looking for? Loner, there we go, and a GG. So, Liquid Sheth taking game number 3, bringing it to a close. Loner gets knocked down to the consolation bracket. Still, great performance by both. Loner has shown he has got what it takes to be here, man. Let me tell you, these drops I have seen from him are just great, absolutely great. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. Of course, if you feel so like doing so, you can subscribe, thumbs up the video. It helps me out a lot, either of those things, preferably both. Yeah, okay. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. So my cat says to eat more muffins.